Okeogun area of the state, Agility FM 92.1, Gambari, Ogbomosho. Like I said, all over this great state, beyond the shores of Nigeria, we are there. Just latch on by the social media, internet platforms, Facebook precisely, and you are on to conversation. Once again, anywhere you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Teriba. All right, I'm going straight to the major headlines this morning. It says INEC may hold by-elections rerun in February. That came from the INEC boss himself, National Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. So, by-elections rerun in February. And from Adamawa Appeal Court upholds Governor Fintili's election, fines Binani 1 million naira. Well, those very controversial elections where someone was declared winner of the election when the election was yet to be concluded. Well, that was addressed, and I think the resident electoral commissioner in that state got into trouble. I think he is still in trouble, but the last time they said he was said he had fled the country, and there was a promise that he will be brought back. Well, we have not been briefed on developments thus far. But it says here, Binani went to court. She was the one who was declared winner in controversial circumstances. Well, that was later overturned, and then she went to court. Now, says Adamawa Appeal Court upholds Governor Fintili's election, fines Binani 1 million naira. And the economy now, President Tinubu threatens to sack NNPCL board if, and you see what the if is all about. It says President Bola Tinubu has warned the board of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, that it will be dissolved without prior notice if it fails to perform, if it fails to deliver. Well, depending on what performance actually means, what the president is actually talking about when it comes to performance. Well, he has therefore charged it to immediately get to work and to shun conduct suggesting a sense of entitlement. Again, what does that mean? The president gave the warning while inaugurating the board of the presidential Villa Abuja on Monday, saying the challenge is corporate governance. Yes, we will improve the security situation. We are working very hard. Sincerely, the chief executive officer, Kyari, is doing very well and doing all that I knew that you could be suddenly dissolved if there is no sustained excellence in performance. Well, we all know what the problem of the NNPCL is. We know what the problems are. We know what the challenges are. One of it is, not being able to open the books of that particular organization and the lack of transparency over time. So I don't know if that's one of the challenges that this new board will be addressing. And for the NNPCL boss, Mr. Kyari, well, he recently told us that we shouldn't expect anything better soon. Well, how do I mean? He said that, fixing the refineries is not going to amount to cheaper fuel. So, fixing the refineries doesn't mean that better times are coming soon. All right, moving on. Tinubu to NPAN. I will consider industry policy review. The NPAN is the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria. And Nigerian Guild of Editors to launch trust fund on media sustainability professionalism. Okay. And 3,963 teachers failed professional qualifying exams. Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. 3,963 teachers failed professional qualifying exams.
This one is calamitous, disastrous. Teacher, don't teach me nonsense.
It says considering the percentage of those who passed, well, I think it still looks good here. The Registrar and Chief Executive of Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, TRCN, Professor Josiah Ajiboye, has revealed that 3,963 teachers who start for the November 2023 diet of the professional qualifying examination for teachers across the country failed. Ajiboye, however, disclosed that 72.9% of a total of 15,753 sat for the examination in 38 centers across the country, representing 10,636 passed, while those that failed are 3,963. He announced the results of the examination, which was conducted by the council at an interactive session with newsmen on Monday in Abuja. The registrar also said that the council has so far registered over 2.3 million teachers in its database, while more than 400,000 had been licensed to practice in the country.
Well, there is need for professionalism.
There is.
There is need for certification, and there is need for upgrade in terms of cerebral performance and also improving on your knowledge base, broadening your horizon in that field. It's a very critical sector, the teaching profession and the education sector. So it's what you know that you can dish out to others. You talk of inculcating the right values, the right virtues, the right teachings in them, the younger generation, the pupils and students in different schools. Well, you cannot give what you don't have. And you talk of how, over the years, we've bastardized the education system and the sector. And how we've produced mediocres, half-baked, and the fact that in terms of learning and character, some of the so-called graduates, either those who graduated from secondary school or primary school and even tertiary institutions, have been unable to compete favorably with their counterparts across the globe.
Sean, when it comes to decline in the teaching profession, I think politics and politicians are more to blame. Well, excuse me for having to come hard on politicians again this morning. But in this particular state, Sean, we have seen a past government that was actually distributing letters, employment letters to teachers at campaign grounds. And many of these teachers were not qualified. How do I know this? Some of our reporters actually tried to interview some of those teachers who got their letters of employment at the campaign ground. And then one of them was actually saying that he could not speak English, that he preferred to speak in Yoruba. And that was the teacher that's going to have to teach students in the English language. And also, over time, we've seen this occur. We have seen governors going on employment jamborees all over the country, saying they are employing so number of teachers. Well, here in Oyo State, with the coming of the Shey Makinde administration, well, personally, I monitored the process of teacher recruitment, and I found out that it was very, very meticulous. At the insistence of the governor, no matter who you know, teacher recruitment in Oyo State presently follows a very, very rigorous process, a very painstaking process to make sure that the best are selected. But it's not so in other parts of the country.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, I haven't interviewed for a number of times the TRCN leadership. I mean, Professor Ajiboye. I've been made to understand that because you are a graduate or you are a professor or a doctor, you have a doctorate in different fields, that doesn't qualify you to be a teacher. You must go through some professional trainings organized by the TRCN or relevant institutions, because the teaching profession requires certain skills. It requires certain techniques. You understand? So it has its own model, or what you call Bible and Quran, that you must adhere to, coupled with your intelligence, coupled with your own creativity and ingenuity. I haven't said that. So why I said that is that we must be thorough, really meticulous in the recruitment process. So it shouldn't be based on political affiliation or other sentiments unknown to the profession and the professionals. Having said that also, you look at the decline that you've mentioned. You are quick to blame the politicians, those in government. Yes, I am not going to exonerate them today, but they may not be the only ones to blame. Let's blame ourselves. Let's blame everybody. Our attitude to qualitative education in this country is nothing to write home about. Look at homes. Parents, how many parents are really concerned about the thorough education of their own children? Some will tell you Western education is haram. Book is haram in their own climb. Some will tell you who education help, especially those who want to get quick rich. And look at the psyche of the youths now. Even pupils, and it's really devastating. And the effect on the nation that we are battling with. Insurgency, banditry, ready-made tools for violence and other forms of irrational behaviors in the society because we don't have the proper qualitative education. The ones who manage to go to the schools, the government, either tuition fee is so high or the discretionary charges you can't even afford. Parents don't even have the means to train their own children now. They are once in school. Education is not substantiated to the reasonable level or made free. When majority of them benefited from free education, good, free, qualitative education, and that they cannot also be equated to the younger generation as those in power. So it's a collective blame, and we should have a retrospect of how it used to be in the past and how we've destabilized and destroyed that sector. We should turn a new leaf.
Let's have this commercial break. We'll be right back.
Nice aroma. What's cooking? Ile Akede, BCOS, Ninsebe Aladun. Relax. Everyone in every nook and cranny of your state shall enjoy it. Aago mẹ́sàn-án àárọ̀ ọjọ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ kẹtàlélógún oṣù kejìlá yìí ọ̀làjọ jaládùn ẹ̀. Gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé FNSC, DSC, JSSRS yóò fojú rinjú kòrókòró pẹ̀lú aráàlú lórí gbogbo agbègbè BCOS lọ́jọ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ kẹtàlélógún oṣù kejìlá yìí látago mẹ́sàn-án àárọ̀. Yes, meet GSM live and direct from 9 a.m. on Saturday, December 23, 2023. The first after the takeoff of Ometutu 2.0 and the last for the year 2023. It's going to be highly interactive, no holds barred. On Oluyole 98.5 FM, Agility 92.1 FM, Okeogun 96.3 FM, BCOS TV, Channel 28 UHF, StarTimes Channel 113, GoTV Channel 134, and online. Aráàlú abágómìnà wa fọ̀rọ̀ jomitoro ọlọ́lá wa á tún làwọn nǹkan tuntun tí ń bọ̀ níbẹ̀ fún gbogbo wa àfi kẹ́ ẹ darapọ̀ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́ kẹ́ ẹ sì wò kò ṣe é ròyìn o.
Mákindé kórè dànù. mo rí.
àní ṣe yí ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀.
ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lábẹ́ ìṣèjọba gómìnà Mákindé ti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ètò ìrànwọ́ owó ẹlẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta mílíọ̀nù náírà lábẹ́ ètò kórímọ́tàlú SEFA. ètò ìrànwọ́ owó yìí wà fún àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti olókoòwò kéékèèké ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. ọ̀fẹ́ sì ni fọ́ọ̀mù láti sanwó fẹ́nikẹ́ni. ìwọ náà dìde fúyà láti gba fọ́ọ̀mù rẹ lónìí láwọn ilé ìfowópamọ́ yíká gbogbo ẹkùn ìdìbò tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ fún ẹkùn Ìbàdàn fún Range Microfinance Bank Ìwó Road Ìbàdàn àti Òkèbọ́nà Microfinance Bank Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. Fún ẹkùn Ọ̀yọ́ Ìsàlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Microfinance Bank Ọ̀yọ́. Fún ẹkùn Ìbàràpá Excel Microfinance Bank Èrúwà. Nẹ́kùn Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ Katikas Microfinance Bank Katika Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́. Nẹ́kùn Òkè Ògùn Zone 2 Kátúgbà Microfinance Bank Ṣakí. Nẹ́kùn Òkè Ògùn Zone 1 Ẹ̀bẹ̀dì Microfinance Bank Ìṣẹ́yìn. Kí ló tún dúró dè? Tètè lọ gba fọ́ọ̀mù tiẹ̀ náà lónìí. Àmọ́ o rí dájú pé o tẹ̀lé ìlànà àti òfin tó rọ̀ mọ́ ìlànà ètò ìrànwọ́ owó sefa ìtura ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
Your flight will be ready shortly now.
Thank you. Breakfast in Paris. Lunch in London. This could be you. And there's more. Hey, Mai, tell them more.
Of course. Now this is what I call a win. And this could be you too in the Globe Festival of Joy promo.
By recharging 50,000 naira or more within a month, you could be among our 100 winners who will win business class tickets from Lagos to Paris to London. If you recharge 100,000 naira or more in a month, you could be one of the many winners of a premium bungalow in Nigeria. The more you recharge, the more your chances to win.
How was your flight?
Delicious.
Glow Unlimited.
Right, back, and good to know you're still there, still very much on conversation. Pay ASU their 8 months withheld salaries now, NUT tells federal government. And SANU calls out federal government over withheld salaries, 35,000 on a wage award, approved wage increase orders. Also, National Assembly gives 48-hour deadline for submission of 2024 budget reports by committees. Senate pledges to transmit police pension bill to President Tinubu for his assent. Well, I'm coming back to Oyo State now. Well, there are good times for Oyo State workers. We'll pay 13 months salary despite wage award, says Governor Seyi Makinde, and that was at the state organized Christmas carol, the annual Christmas carol, so that the Agodi Government House Arcade. And Governor Seyi Makinde assured civil servants that they will still be getting the 13th month salary, which his government has been paying since inception. That they will still, despite the 25,000 monthly wage awards, which is presently ongoing, and the wage award is going to be paid for a period of 6 months. He says that is not going to deter the 13th month salary.
What a good time, perhaps the best of times to be a civil servant in your state area, especially those who witnessed the not too good days of some administrations, and now also witnessing this current administration.
Oh, so those days, you mean those days when you want to celebrate Christmas and there won't be a kobo in your pocket because salaries have not been
Those
paid?
days that you are not even sure of when you will get your next pay, and the arrears accumulating, and they also had salt to your injury, existing injury, by giving very, very insultive vituperations. Even they say to your faces, they tell you are worthless, you are valueless, you are this, you are that, you want them to go steal for you, you are not the only ones in the state. Well, they owe you and they still abuse you. Anyways, that is history. That is history. We must commend the governor for his magnanimity. We all know the economic situation of the country and that of the state. But prioritizing the welfare of workers in the state is a good idea. We commend him. And I want to believe that has not also made him to neglect other key sectors of the economy. You talk of infrastructure, you talk of different sectors that is making brilliant impacts, unprecedented achievements. So we applaud him. For those who are not being covered yet, in whatever arrangement and welfare, we still have to appeal Some are still agitating for inclusion. But we commend him for this.
Well, this one was still on Oyo State. 3.5 billion naira debt. Abuja court freezes Oyo government's accounts in 10 banks.
Why?
Well, this is the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT Abuja, has issued an order freezing the accounts of the Oyo State government in 10 commercial banks in the country. The order was issued by Justice A.O. Ebong in a ruling in a garnishee proceeding initiated by ex-council chiefs in Oyo State and sacked on May 29, 2019 by the state governor, Seyi Makinde, and during 2021 got a judgment against the governor and other official agencies of the state. The other official agencies listed with Governor Makinde as judgment debtors by virtue of the May 7, 2023 judgment of the Supreme Court at the Attorney General, Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Accountant General of Oyo State, Speaker of the House of Assembly, and the Oyo State Independent Electoral Commission, OISEC. So it's about the money who those local government chiefs. And well, I'm wondering, well, I'm not questioning the order of the court, and I'm not questioning the court, but I'm just wondering, on moral grounds, how appropriate is it to put an entire state on the halt?
Yes, you are freezing activities in the state. You are freezing government.
Because of a few people.
Because of 3.5 billion naira debt. Yes. Well, we have not said those who went to court, who have exercised their rights democratically, in line with the provisions of the law. We have not said they are guilty. They've gone through the legal process to address their grievances and to make appeal. They've done that. That is logical, is reasonable, is democratic, and is civil. But at the same time, I think the needful must be done promptly so that we don't halt development that is being witnessed in the state as a result of freezing those government accounts. I want to believe that the monies in those accounts must be more than 3.5 billion. 10 accounts in different banks. It will definitely be more than 3.5 billion naira.
Then you place development on hold.
Well, we don't also want the lives of those former council chiefs to be on hold too.
Well, their lives have not been on hold all this while, Shehu.
Perhaps they require their monies too. If they are entitled to it, I learned there was a Supreme Court judgment.
Well, I'm not castigating them for anything, Shehu,
Yes.
but I'm just looking at the moral perspective, Shehu. Millions of
the Oyo State government said they will be paying in installment, and I think they've been doing that. When money is available, they give some tranche, second batch, third, whatever. They've been doing that.
And I think in the circumstances that, well, I feel that the XM council chiefs should be satisfied with that. But then, well,
the economy is biting at. Maybe they also equally need their own money. I don't know the last time they got.
Well, I guess they do.
So maybe they equally. And Christmas is approaching. I know some don't even have second address. Yes, some politicians don't have second address.
Okay.
So whatever the only source of income to them is when they are in government position or public offices.
And so the entire state has to grind to a halt to pay the 3.5 billion naira debt.
That may not be logical. That is not a palatable condition or scenario to be witnessed. The government should do the needful, either appeal or look for, so they know what to do. But the most important thing, development of the state must not be altered at this point in time.
Fire got Alawakala's residents in Ogbomoso, 2 injured. Oh dear. Those 2 persons were injured in an early morning fire incident that occurred on Monday at the residence of the late former governor for Oyo State, Adebayo Alawakala, in Ogbomoso. The Director of Operations of Oyo State Fire Service, Mr. Ismail Adeleke, confirmed the incident to newsmen in Ibadan on Monday. Adeleke said the service got a distress call at about 8:30 a.m. from one Tola managing director of Parrot 101.1 FM Ogumosho, he said the cause of the fire incident could not be immediately ascertained, but that the fire had been contained. Well, an eyewitness who spoke on the condition of anonymity told newsmen that the incident was caused by a gas explosion. Well, the eyewitness also claimed that one person died, but then I think the official sources now telling us that 2 people were injured. And,
that was unfortunate. Well, the fire contained. We sympathize with those affected.
With the Alawakala family.
It could be. It could turn to Ilioba Tojo. Ewa Lobusi. But Ilioba should not Jonah all the time or most times. Let's prevent some of these things. They are preventable. Precaution better than cure.
Now, AFCC declaring Aguloye wanted. A joke. And that's coming from Professor Wole Soyinka. You know, they are very good friends here.
The same Aguloye, the former minister, the one that the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, said he is willing, if called upon, to stand in the witness box
to testify against him.
To testify against him
over a fraud case. Well, literally fuming on Monday, Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka demanded the arrest and detention of everyone directly or indirectly indicted in the alleged scam involving the Mambila Power Project. He was speaking. He was speaking on the arrest and detention of a former Minister of Power and still Oluwagunle by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission over his alleged involvement in the long-running Mambila saga. The literary icon was particularly riled by a statement he credited to the chairman of the commission, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, that only President Bola Tinubu could order the release of Aguloye, quoting the decision of the anti-graft agency to declare Aguloye wanted when the former minister had been visible in public. Soyinka said Olu Aguloye has pursued his movements openly to the extent of being present and photographed at my sister's funeral on December 8th. He did not appear in disguise, did not sneak in and out. He functioned as any normal human being at an event at which the press was present. Less than 36 hours later, he was declared wanted. If that was an EFCC joke, it was in extremely bad taste, obviously designed for social media sensationalism, not for any serious crime dissolving commitment. Nonetheless, Aguloye, as a dutiful citizen, issued a statement on his visibility and ready compliance. He promised to show up at the EFCC office in Abuja. The following day, he appeared and was promptly arrested and detained. The information I have been able to obtain during the past 2 days of my return to the country is that the head of the EFCC declared that he would release him only on the instruction of the president of the nation.
Well, that is the narrative from the Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka. Well, something occurred, allegation raised. It has to do with misappropriation and embezzlement of public funds. You talk of, I think, was it the power sector then?
Yeah, it was the power sector.
Power sector. He was the minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under the administration of the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Okay. But the professor talked on sensationalization of even security issues or concern. Someone who is visible in public declared wanted by the anti-graft agencies. Is it that they didn't know his location or his address, or they don't know whom to consult, how to get him? But if they want to effect arrest, even without warrant, or someone they suspect is a threat to this or that, they know how to do that without prior notice, even without prior invitation.
Well, sure. I think we need to hear more from Mr. Aguloye himself. Maybe there's a possibility.
And from the anti-graft agency too.
Maybe there's a possibility he had been invited. And
yes, that's where I'm going.
He did not honor the
invitation. Was he
invitation.
invited repeatedly, severally, without him honoring the invitations? Well, they could know where you are. Maybe your environment is so fortified, or you have other things that you have used to fortify yourself are coming to you, but into your home. May be injurious to them. If he decide not to come, let him come himself. So that we don't incur certain wrath of either the spirits or the boys.
Mr. Igbo's pussycat could not stop them.
They went there, and
they very powerful pussycat.
You don't know the things you could meet in Aguloye's home. You know, this is just a charade. When it's convenient for them to bombard your home, for whatever reason, they go in full force. Okay, and sometimes perhaps maybe they play politics with some of these things, or they just want to sensationalize.
Well, Mr. Aguloye,
we don't know what actually transpired, so we may not blame them completely.
Well, Mr. Aguloye is no ordinary citizen, but by and large, well, seriously now, with all due respect to the professor, well, I think the EFCC, even if they erred in some ways, I think they should be allowed to do their job. Let them do their diligent investigation. Maybe all this while, maybe they were trying to gather their evidence, and I'm not pronouncing anyone guilty, but then I think the professor should allow the law to follow.
Is it not a joke? It's appearing to be a joke. The manner at which that declaration came. And what has the professor done? He went to their custody. No be so? He went to them. I heard you've placed the warrant or wanted, you've placed me in the wanted list.
Yes, as a law-abiding citizen.
As a law-abiding citizen.
He went to see them.
To see them, he was detained or arrested until now. That the president will be the only authority to effect his release. I don't know how democratic that is. And I don't want to believe that completely. It's just a narration from a party or a side to the story. So we don't know. But proper investigation, if it requires prosecution, that should be done. But two wrongs cannot make a right.
And they should not detain him endlessly.
Yes, Nnamdi Kanu is in court.
The CBN,
fighting for Fonda,
the former CBN governor.
Fundamental rights violation. The former governor of the CBN, same. The EFCC custody is not a court of law.
And the legal
where you do prosecution and arbitration and make declaration for whom is to be in your custody endlessly or not. It's not a correctional facility.
And Sean, the legal mechanisms by which the EFCC runs its operations, especially when it comes to matters like this, is not very clear to the ordinary citizen. And I am worried about that. For instance, we do not know if there is any legal backing for what the EFCC chairman has said, that it is only on the orders of the president that Mr. Aguloye would be released. And we don't know.
To the best of my knowledge, if investigation ongoing, you could approach the court. It could even be a magistrate court. Just see the court's order or injunction to keep the person in your custody for certain days.
It looks to me that the FCC boss is saying here that not even the courts can order. He said Mr. President. He said only Mr. President.
Even Mr. President is not above the law. Is not above the courts of competent jurisdictions in Nigeria.
Oh, are you sure, Sean?
Ideal situation when we are not under a military regime that they've abandoned the constitution and we are now having a decree in place.
We are talking about the Nigerian president, Sean. Nigerian president is one of the most powerful in the world, if not the most powerful. Sean.
Yes, we know. That is not disputed. But that doesn't make the president a law unto us and to himself. Law or the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, let's all be law-abiding. Let's respect the provisions of the Constitution, meaning that you don't have to usurp another person's duties and don't arrogate to yourself all the powers and rights. No, you don't have all the powers. Anything that the Constitution has not provided for, that has not given you that authority to act on, please don't. They will find, I don't trust them. They will find a way of abiding by the provisions of the law. They must abide, or else that will amount to executive rascality and impunity taken too far.
Well, Sean, before I hand over to you, this final one from my end, and there are stories bordering on the good, the bad, and the ugly, and there are stories that actually make you very, very sad when you read such headlines. And Sean, Pope Francis opens possibility of blessing of same-sex couples.
Are you surprised? At some point in time, not too long ago, he hinted of the possibility of the church and himself blessing those in that category. Same-sex marriage, gay, and others.
You know, in some clients, we already have gay priests, Sean. Precisely the Anglican Church in some foreign lands.
Well, there is evolution. Even our activities as humans evolving and modernization.
Does the most
Some call it civilization.
Sean, does the Most High evolve? Does he change his standards? Does he change his standards for us? Sean? Does he compromise his standards and his rules, his guidelines for us as humans?
To the best of my knowledge, he has not been evolving. He is same yesterday, today, and will forever be.
So
unchangeable changer, some will call. Well, let's not look at that. Unchangeable, but changing things. I know he's a very merciful, very compassionate Father and God to us. So lenient, so forgiving. Maybe we've taken those attributes of God, we've ignored, we've desecrated, and we've treated with disdain. It's rather unfortunate. And it's more unfortunate that those who should uphold the dictates of the holy books, and whom are seen as moralists, as those who should guide the society to salvation, those who should propagate the gospel in line with the scriptures, are the ones being perceived to be desecrating or rewriting the books in a way that suits their interests. An aberration, complete one, deviation from what God dictated in the scriptures.
I wanted to listen to the Pope this morning. Now, he seems to be speaking from, well, with all due respect to him, he seems to be speaking from both sides of the mouth, condemning and blessing at the same time. Now, listen to this, a declaration Fiducia Supplicans issued by the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith of the Catholic Church, approved by Pope Francis, has said that it will be possible to bless same-sex couples, but without any type of ritualization or offering the impression of a marriage. However, the doctrine published by the Vatican News stressed that the Church's doctrine regarding marriage does not change, and the blessing does not signify the approval of the union. The blessing does not signify the approval of the union. You bless, yet you are not approving. And the document stressed that when two people request a blessing, even if that situation as a couple is irregular, it will be possible for the ordained minister to consent. I do not understand, I am confused. It, however, added that the gesture of pastoral closeness must avoid any elements that remotely resemble a marriage, but they can be blessed. And the document explores the theme of blessing, distinguishing between ritual and liturgical ones and spontaneous ones, more than akin to signs of popular devotion.
Well, to me,
plenty of English.
Plenty of English, confusing one. You see, Yorubas will say,
blessed but not approved, show. Like you taking your wife to be home and your father says, I bless, but I'm not approving. Does it sound similar?
That is incomprehensible to me. and that is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy of the highest order, and hypocrisy from the quarters that is least expected from.
Osho, remember you are talking about the Pope. Let's give him the respect he deserves.
Tola, we are not casting aspersion on anybody or at any institution or faith-based institution for God's sake. In our country, Nigeria that I'm speaking from, in this state, homosexuality, gay marriages, carnal affairs between same sex is criminal, and same for other African countries.
It is a crime against the Most High.
It is equally a crime, as you rightly say, against the Most High, and even corroborated by the Pope.
So why
that is unchanging. What is against the Scripture? What is against something that is highly detestable to the Most High and to the religious institutions?
Can be blessed.
Can now be blessed.
But not approved.
Can now be blessed. And it's not detestable to you even as the priest, as the figure of holiness after God, to stand before this kind of people when consciously and subconsciously you see them as unclean.
Seun,
and you bless them.
Seun, in some climes you will be arrested immediately after this program for saying what you are saying.
In this climb, in this country, I have not violated any provisions of the law, and I have not endorsed criminality as some are trying to in my own climb. You dare not say that here. You have to respect our constitution and respect our culture, and also respect our faith. Respect that sanctity of holiness.
Let's have this commercial break. When back, we open the phone lines. We'll take more headlines in between.
Mákindé kórè dànù.
àní ṣèyí ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀.
ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́ lábẹ́ ìṣèjọba gómìnà mákindé ti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ètò ìrànwọ́ owó ẹlẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta mílíọ̀nù náírà lábẹ́ ètò kórímọ́tàlú sefa. ètò ìrànwọ́ owó yìí wà fún àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àti olókoòwò kéékèèké ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́. ọ̀fẹ́ sì ní fọ́ọ̀mù má ti sanwó fẹ́nikẹ́ni. ìwọ náà dìde fúyà láti gba fọ́ọ̀mù rẹ lónìí láwọn ilé ìfowópamọ́ yíká gbogbo ẹkùn ìdìbò tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́. fún ẹkùn ọ̀yọ́ ìsàlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́ microfinance bank ọ̀yọ́. fún ẹkùn ìbàràpá excel microfinance bank èrúwà nẹ́kùn ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ katikas microfinance bank katika ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ nẹ́kùn òkè ògùn zone 2 katuba microfinance bank saki nẹ́kùn òkè ògùn zone 1 ẹ̀bẹ̀dì microfinance bank ìṣẹ́yìn kí ló tún dúró dé tètè lọ gba fọ́ọ̀mù tiẹ̀ náà lónìí àmọ́ dídájú pé o tẹ̀lé ìlànà àti òfin tó rọ̀ mọ́ ìlànà ètò ìrànwọ́ owó sefa ìtura ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́.
Sasansan. Nice aroma. What's cooking? Ilé Akéde BCOS ní sebe aládùn. Relax. Everyone in every nook and cranny of your state shall enjoy it. Aago mẹ́sàn-án àárọ̀ ọjọ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ kẹtàlélógún oṣù kejìlá yìí ọ̀làjọ jaládùn ẹ̀. Gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé FNSC DSC JSSRS yóò fojú rinjú kòrókòró pẹ̀lú aráàlú lórí gbogbo agbègbè BCOS lọ́jọ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ kẹtàlélógún oṣù kejìlá yìí látago mẹ́sàn-án àárọ̀. Yes, meet GSM live and direct from 9 a.m. on Saturday, December 23, 2023, the first after the takeoff of Omitutu 2.0 and the last for the year 2023. It's going to be highly interactive, no holds barred. On Oluyole 98.5 FM, Agility 92.1 FM, Okeogun 96.3 FM, BCOS TV, Channel 28 UHF, StarTimes Channel 113, GoTV Channel 134, and online. Aráàlú abá gómìnà wa fọ̀rọ̀ jomitoro ọ̀rọ̀. Ọlọ́lá wa á tún làwọn nǹkan tuntun tí ń bọ̀ níbẹ̀ fún gbogbo wa. Àfi kẹ́ ẹ darapọ̀ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́ kẹ́ ẹ sì wò kò ṣeé ròyìn o.
Right, we're back on conversation, and it's good to know you are still there. We open the phone line, so 55009850 is the number to call. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Oh.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, do call us back.
Do well to call us back. 0805-500-9850. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. This is a conversation from Medical.
Good to have you, comrade.
Thank you very much. Since Pope Francis has come to that post, he has been like an agent of the devil.
Oh. Pardon, but we would tolerate that.
Yes, we are not going to tolerate that. Please reverse that statement. The revered Pope is not agent of the devil.
He is the head of the Roman.
He is not a confirmed agent of the devil. No confirmation for that.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. He has been like. I only say that simply because the Bible says, and God gave blessing to the end of a thing than the beginning. Yes, he has devoted his life to God right from beginning, but towards the end, immediately he came, he supported gay. That's what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I mean by that clause that I used. He supported gay since then. In fact, I expected the Vatican and the Christian worldwide to react then, that even if there's a way they can do it, so either if the post is replaceable. In fact, me personally, I would have preferred him being replaced with somebody that is so diligent, like the Pope that died before he comes to power.
Pope Benedict.
What I would just say is, may God continue to save us, his children from the so-called leaders that may mislead us. God bless you.
All right, thank you. Please, let's be prudent with our words. We are talking about a minister of God here and the head of the Holy Roman Catholic Church, Pope Francis.
Okay, we don't want to be children of perdition. Yes, we want to adhere strictly to the dictates of God. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Do well to call us back 0805-500-9850.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tola And Seun.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
Good to have you, sir.
13 months salary payment for civil servants in Oyo State, in addition to 25,000 and 15,000 naira respectively to the civil servants and pensioners by Governor Seyi Makinde. What else are we going to say about this man? Please, Governor Seyi Makinde, complete the cycle by paying 13th month pensions to the pensioners as well. Now, if for political sentiment or any other sentiment, a person calls good evil and calls good evil and calls evil good, such an individual will have himself to blame. In fact, he will attract divine curse on himself. Governor Seyi Makinde will make governor sensitive, considerate, and a merciful man. The governors that fail to pay worker salaries and allowances, who fail to pay retirees, gratuities, and pensions, don't they hear what Governor Seyi Makinde is doing in Oyo State? Why don't they copy him and do the needful? Why are they interested in punishing the workers and the retirees? Let them go and read the Holy Writ, the book of James chapter 5, verses 1 through 6. They will know that they are incurring God's wrath on themselves. So, Governor Seyi Makinde, ride on. But please remember the retirees as well. Church blessing same-sex marriage. that church must be a satanic church. It must be an antichrist church.
I have to cut you off. We warned about this, with all due respect to you.
We know some are so troubled and concerned on this.
We know you are angry.
Like some of us
but
are
then,
angry and concerned, but that doesn't give
give us the right to run down any religious institution.
To me, I recall and I remember, and I want to say a few lines of that song, Dolly Parton song, titled "Hello God." Hello God, are you out there? Can you hear us? Are you listening anymore? We have questioned your existence. Our resistance leaves us cold. Can you just hear us, God? Hate and violence just increases. We are so selfish, cruel, and blind. We fight and kill each other. In your name, defending you, Lord. Do you love some more than others? We are lost and confused. The free will that you have given us, we have made a mockery of. This is not the way to be living. We are in great need of your love. Just forgive us, dear Lord. Listen to us. Forgive us. Give us one more chance to prove ourselves and our holiness to you, dear God.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Tola And Seun.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
God will be with you.
Amen.
About to is speaking for Mother Hawaii.
Good to have you. Good to have you, sir.
Now, if I state governor, the situation in Rivers State politically, but it has already turned to another dimension. And to me, if we look it critically, the way they are turning the Nigeria democracy to, it has become a system film. Because what was happening in Lagos during the era of Mr. President when he was a governor has already gone back to Rivers State. And I'm sure the people of Rivers State and the PDP there, they are the only one that can save that governor. It's a surprise and it's a pity for a whole governor where the people of the state voted for overwhelmingly than to the Godfather's wishes. It has become a puppet, a stooge for that matter. Even if the man is not careful, automatically he will be impeached easily. And the way that democracy is going is very dangerous for this country. What is happening there, people with Mr. President too in Nigeria, is a threat to democracy.
Thank you.
It's a threat to the Fourth Republic.
We appreciate your point.
What we say for you. Thank you. God bless Nigeria. God bless the royal state.
Thank you, Honorable.
Our presidency brokered truce between Fubara and Wike. Shetima, Bajabiamila, Ribado, Odili, in attendance. On Rivers crisis, Wike Fubara signs accord as Tinubu brokers peace. Okay. Other stakeholders resolved the face-off.
Okay.
Impeachment moves against Fubara must be dropped. These are the conditions or the agreement reached at the meeting.
The T&Cs.
Yes. Impeachment proceedings against Fubara should be stopped. All matters instituted in courts by Rivers Governor, his team, should also be withdrawn immediately. All matters instituted in courts by the Rivers Governor and his team, precisely the Rivers Governor and his team, should be withdrawn immediately. Leadership of Rivers Assembly, led by Wule, should be recognized along with the 27 lawmakers who defected to the All Progressives Congress, APC. Fubara, the governor, must represent state budget to a properly constituted House of Assembly, the one led by Wule. Okay. Names of all commissioners who resigned should be resubmitted to the National or to the State Assembly for reconfirmation, for another approval. And the dissolution of the local government administration is null and void. Hey, like a declaration from a competent court of competent jurisdiction. The dissolution of the local government administration is null and void. Remuneration and benefits of all leaders of assembly and staff must be reinstated immediately. The governor should not interfere with the fundings of the state assembly.
Looks like a win-win for former Governor Wiki.
Oh, okay. For former Governor Wiki, it's a total win. And for the presidency, perhaps a total win too. Let's appreciate the president and the presidency for intervening at this point in time before the crisis escalates beyond control.
Seun, Governor Fubola lost the war.
To me, he has lost it completely. If I were in his shoes, I would also add my own conditions to the agreement. Yes.
He should resign if he doesn't want to be a puppet.
From the look of things.
He has become a puppet.
They have strangulated, or they are in total control. His action will be at the whims and caprices of those who put him there.
Who are they, Seun?
The Wike camp. And by extension, we don't want to know if the presidency or the president is also involved now. These are conditions that are not in favor of the governor at all. He can be impeached at any time. He should shine his eyes. Look before you leap.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Ojo Michael, calling from Molomi Kingdom.
Good to have you, Mr. Ojo Michael.
Yes, on Pope Francis' statement, I'm not surprised if woman is married to animals nowadays. So, but the only thing I want to say is that we join man and man. It is wrong. It is not good. Yes, on the 3.5 billion naira, the governor should endeavor to pay the SAC local government chief. God bless you. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, thank you.
God bless you. Can we squeeze one more in? 0805 500 9850. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, we lost that call. Well, let's carry our kaya.
We have to go.
And leave. We just have to go.
We'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
All hail the Seun of Ogumosho land, Orumo Gege III, Oba Gandhi Afolabi Olaoye. Today, the staff of office will be presented to him.
Coronation Day.
Coronation Day in Ogumosho land. Well, we pray that his reign will be peaceful and it will usher in unprecedented development for Ogumosho land, Oyo State and Nigeria as a whole. I remain yours faithfully, Seun Oyelowo. Thanks for always enjoying conversation. Next is Sport Tidbit, and Boluaji Ogumola, the sportsman, is already in the studio to dish it out to us. Sport Tidbit this morning. Boluaji, good morning to you.
Good to see you, Boluaji.
Beautiful morning to you also, Tola. Good to see you also. And quite a lot to talk about on the show this morning, especially the UEFA Champions League round of 16 draw that was held yesterday in Europe. Seun, Arsenal fans would have to contend with FC Porto. More or less quite easy draw for them, I must say. Napoli with our own Victor Osimhen, the man on fire. Victor on fire. African Footballer of the Year. Well, his team Napoli will have to contend with FC Barcelona. Let's see how Barcelona will be able to contain them. And of course, we have PSG versus Real Sociedad. Inter Milan will take on Atletico Madrid. PSG, Borussia Dortmund. A number of interesting fixtures to look forward to. And that round of 16 starts next year. Yeah, next year.
Impressive one. Africa Best Player of the Year. And let's see him in action against Barcelona.
Absolutely. Of course, we trust our own.
Yes.
We trust him.
He will deliver.
He will deliver. He has always delivered, and he will deliver. Of course, today on the show, last week you recall that when he won the African Footballer of the Year, he attributed the success to so many people, especially the coach that discovered him, Emmanuel Amunike. And I remember when I played a particular insert from him last week, where he actually spoke about how he was discovered in the under 17 team by this same Amunike. There's this green boy the boy in green, slogan that was actually given to him then. And today we'll be listening to that coach himself, Emmanuel Amunike, explaining in detail how they managed to discover Victor Osimhen back in 2014, and it's glad to see what he has achieved ever since.
He has nurtured him to greatness.
Absolutely.
Spotted bit next with Boluwaji Ogumola.
Beautiful and exciting morning to you all, and of course it's time once again to talk sports. This is Oluyole 90.5 FM, the trailblazer, the pride of the nation, of course, the best in the West. Boluwaji Ogumola is here once again with all the news that you can use in the beautiful and ever exciting world of sports. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest sport news. Make it around this lovely Tuesday morning, day number 19 in the month of December 2023. Yes, on the show this morning, we'll start from Oyo State, where Oyo State government is set to launch a female team. This was confirmed yesterday by Oyo State Sports Commissioner, Honorable Miss Osilat Adegoke. While also on the show this morning, we'll travel from Ibadan to Kwara to Oka, of course to Abia State also, to take a look at how our teams in those states are currently faring. We'll also take a look at the provisional squad that was released by the NFF, although it got linked to the media, and of course we'll take a look at all of the players that made the provisional list that was sent to CAF a few days ago ahead of the African Cup of Nations. We'll also take a look this morning at updates coming from other sports. Something special in the world of basketball, grassroots development basketball competition is holding today, and I will let you into that also on the show this lovely morning. And Jose Mourinho is also on the show this lovely morning, and he'll be talking about why he converted Mikel Obi to a defensive midfielder. Yes, you listen to Jose Mourinho, current coach of AS Roma. He was coach of Chelsea at some point where he signed John Obi Mikel. And of course, while with the national team, Mikel was playing more like an offensive midfielder. But when he joined Chelsea, he became a defensive midfielder. And of course, that didn't go well with most Nigerians. Then today, Jose Mourinho will explaining in detail why he converted why he converted Mikel Obi to a defensive midfielder. Of course, the draws for the UEFA Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League were held yesterday, and I will link you to that on the show this lovely morning, including what I promised earlier. Emmanuel Amunike will also be speaking about Victor Osimhen this lovely morning. This time, it's time to enjoy Spotted Beats, the Tuesday edition. Don't forget, we're live on Okyogo FM 96.3 and Juliet FM 90.1. You can also watch live on Facebook, facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM. Let's get started from Ibadan this morning, where Oyo State Commissioner of Sport, Honorable Osilat Adegoke, has confirmed that the Pacific State has started a journey to own a female football club. This was announced at a media briefing held yesterday at the Commissioner's office, which had in attendance major football stakeholders in the state and the press. According to Honorable Osilat Adegoke, while speaking at the press conference, says, and I quote, "Today marks the beginning of good things to come in the affairs of female youth and other youths in the state. Development of female soccer. We are here to announce the approval. Club in the state is another milestone in the, of course, in the government in town at the moment. All right, so we are hoping that the team once it's set up properly, will definitely get a slot into the second tier of Nigerian Women League football with the hope of getting promotion to the top flight the following season. Congratulations to the sport, to all sport lovers, especially a female, as you are set to have a female team in Oyo State. Well, away from that, this morning, let's talk about Shooting Stars, where Bengo Gumote, the head coach of Shooting Stars, has blamed the defeat to Abia Warriors in their MPFL game last weekend to the inability of his players to manage the lead. The DSC are taking the lead via Anayo Ogbuna in the 39th minute of the game at the Umayatashi Stadium before the host came back to pick the maximum points. Ogumbote, in his post-match reaction, noted that he will take the positives from the game and ensure that the team doesn't repeat such mistakes in subsequent games. Well, let me inform you that the match day 15 clash involving Shooting Stars and Rivers United build for this Thursday has been postponed. The match was earlier built for the Lake Salam Stadium this Thursday. According to a letter from MPFL, the postponement was due to Rivers United's CAF Confederations Cup engagement in Tunisia. MPFL's Chief Operating Officer Davis Naomi said that the new date would definitely be announced. Rivers United will take on Club Africain in a CAF Confederations Cup match day 4 fixture in Tunis on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. Meanwhile, Shooting Stars will intensify their preparations for their match day 16 clash against Rangers International at the Oka City Stadium next week. Shooting Stars are winless in their last 5 encounters. From Ibadan, let's cross straight to Ilorin, where Kwara United head coach Kabir Dogo has been handed a 3-match ultimatum by the management of the club. The club's management issued the ultimatum following the team's goalless home draw with Niger Tornadoes on Sunday. The other coaches, Abdul Kadri Abolaji, who is the assistant coach, Olani Mokaila, who is also the assistant, and Olao Olani Adeyemi, goalkeeper trainer, are also affected by the ultimatum. Kwara United have drawn 4 out of 7 home games this very season. Management appealed to teaming fans and supporters of the club to sustain their support for the team, to motivate them to move forward and compete for title in the top flight league. Let's hope this ultimatum will bring out the best in the club. Away from there this morning, let's cross over to Uyo, where Fatah Osho has reportedly quit his position as head coach of Akwa United. The Promise Keepers have struggled under Osho's tutelage this season. The former MPFL champion have recorded just 3 wins in 14 league games this season. Sunday's 1-0 away defeat to Atlanta was his last game in charge of Akwa United. The Uyo club are languishing in the bottom half of the table in 17th position. You recall that Osho joined Akwa United at the start of the current season, and after 14 games he's actually called it quit with the club. Well, still on the Nigerian League this morning, quite a lot to talk about this morning as far as Nigerian Football League. Let's cross straight to Abia, where NNL side Abia comment of Umaya has announced the appointment of Tony Orandoku as the new technical director and technical advisor of the club. Chairman of the club, Chief Boniface Alozie Uche, while introducing Orandoku, said that he is the right man to take Abia comment out of the situation they are currently because of his experience and well-known knowledge of the game. Oh, that's it. Nations has leaked to the public. According to reports, also Bosero has listed 40 players on the provisional list. Among the new additions on the list are goalkeepers Stanley Nwabili, Christian Nwoke, and Alassane Yusuf. Bosero will have to trim down the list to 27 by the 3rd of January 2024. The Super Eagles, recall, are drawn in Group A with host Cote d'Ivoire, Equatorial Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau. The 3-time African champions, the opening game fixture is against Equatorial Guinea at the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Bimpe, Abidjan on the 14th of January. Let's take a look at the full provisional squad. Goalkeepers, we've got Francis Uzoho, Adebayo Adelaye, Ojo Olonleke, Stanley Wabili, Amas Obasage, and Christian Nwoke. Defenders, Olaoluwaino, Bright Osai Samuel, Tyron Ebwehi, Jamilo Collins, Zaidu Sanusi, Bruno Oyemechi, William Trust Ekong, Semi Ajayi, Calvin Bassi, Kenneth Omero, Kevin Okpogona, Chidozia Wazim, Jordan Tunwariga, as well as midfielders, Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, Joe Aribo, Alex Iwobi, Alassane Yusuf, Fisayo Dele Bashiru, Raphael Onyedika, and Kelechi Iheanacho. Attackers, where 13 players were listed. We've got Victor Osimhen, and Victor Boniface, Terry Murphy, Umar Sadiq, Ahmed Musa, Paulo Noacho, Cyril Desas, Demola Lukman, Nathan Taylor, Moses Simon, Emmanuel Dennis, Samuel Chukwueze, and of course Kelechi Iheanacho. Actually, earlier I mentioned Kelechi Iheanacho, but it's actually Kelechi Nwakali amongst the midfielders. Notable absentee is Gift Orban. Well, let's quickly talk about the man, Emmanuel Amunike, the man that discovered the reigning African Footballer of the Year, Victor Osimhen. Yes, he has been speaking about the boy in green. Yes, in short, he's been speaking about how he discovered Victor Osimhen as a very, very young boy in 2014. Of course, you listened to Victor Osimhen talk about it last week on this show, and this morning you definitely listen to the coach, Emmanuel Amunike, the man who discovered him. Of course, he this morning will be narrating the story from A to Z, how he picked up Victor Osimhen from that trial back in 2014. Let's listen to him. I'll be back on Spotted Bait.
I think in the beginning, that was 2014, when we were trying to build new set of under 17 players. And just like what he said, he came to Abuja like every other young Nigerians, who knows the ambition of representing their fatherland. So he came, and too many people. So I personally developed a formula in terms of to make it easier for us, because most time our training starts from 9 o'clock in the morning, and then we end it up till 6 o'clock in the evening. We're trying to make sure that we give everybody the same possibility to show themselves. And I think when Osimhen said was playing, and I was kind of, trying to go and arrange the next team to play. So when I came, I didn't see much in their team. I didn't see much. But that does not mean that you're a good player, you're a bad player, because in that type of screening, you can be a good player, but the people that you played with, might make it not for you not to, to be a good player. And besides, when you're a striker, because you need the help, you depend on the other players to feed you the ball. But in that kind of scenario, everybody wants to show. But I personally, I was not much interested in the speed or in the quality of the players much. I'm more focusing on the intelligence of the players. So when I came, I just told his set, I said, I didn't see anything much. You guys should wait. So my backroom staffs, they came to me and they say, coach, see that boy, we agree. I say, which boy? He said, that boy. I say, okay, let him come. Let's see him more. So I brought him. I called him. I said, you come. He came. Then I make a joke with him. I said, boy, you eat? So he just laughed, I said, okay, go and sit. We will see you. So when I put him in the next game, fighting spirit, it's like he wants to eat the world. So I said, okay, this guy has. I just kept it within my mind. I said, this guy has character. He can make the team. I said, okay, go and join him. I told him to go and meet Murak. Then Murak just wrote down his name. And then from there, that was the story of Osimhen. We started working on him. We started trying to correct him. We started building on him, giving him all what he requires to be a good striker. But also, it's so amazing, the credit also has to go to him, because the passion he possesses, the hunger, he doesn't like to lose. That is one thing I like about him. He doesn't like to lose, but at the same time, he controls his emotion. Even when he loses in the training, he understands. But one thing about him, he doesn't want to lose. And when you have such character in a team, I think it's a big plus to the team.
Our coach Emmanuel Amunike has explained how he discovered the reigning African Footballer of the Year, that's Victor Osimhen. Well, preparation for Nigeria's Super Eagles has suffered a major blow after our French Ligue 1 side, OGC Nice, confirmed injury to striker Terry Murphy. Quite unfortunate, I must say. All right, away from that, the NFF has confirmed that the invited Super Eagles players will be released early by their clubs ahead of their African Cup of Nations. The head of communications, the NFF, Ademola Lajire, during a brief chat with reporters yesterday, revealed that they've reached an agreement with the clubs and the players will be released on the 1st of January. Yes, we need our players released as soon as possible. Well, let's move straight to the world of basketball. I promised you that a major grassroots developmental project is set for Ibadan today. Yes, all is set for the 4th edition of the grassroots basketball competition with teams across the Southwest set to jostle for honor at the 2-day event built for the outdoor for the Lekon Salami Sports Complex today. It starts today, yes. The tip-off is at 9 a.m. today, with the finals holding tomorrow. And since its inception 4 years ago, they come to display their skills. According to the convener of the initiative, basketballer himself played here in Ibadan before moving out of Ibadan. Sheyi Owolabi said the event was created to give everyone interested in the world of basketball the opportunity to showcase themselves and also go on to represent the state and the national team in the future. We understand that aside from the team competition, we'll also have competitions like free throw competitions, half-court shot, 3-point competition, and a lot more. Let's listen to the convener of the competition, Sheyi Owolabi, speaking to BCOS Sports.
Like a basketball fiesta during Christmas time. We just want people to have fun, enjoy, and play basketball, giving back to the community where you came from. That's just what we're trying to do. And this is our 4th year now. Just trying to give back to the kid. And yeah, we have teams coming from Lagos, we have teams coming from Ogun State, we have teams coming from Ibadan, your state, we have teams coming from Kwara. The team that won it last year night from Ogun State. Yeah, I think the first is 300, second is 200, third is 100, and we're doing free throw. And every participant that comes is going to have a ransom of some cash or something. And we're giving out a lot of stuff. We're giving out shoes, we're giving out deodorant, because this sport they smell a lot. So we try to talk about cleanliness and everything. So I got a lot of roll-ons and, people that are coming to watch. Some people will win like our T-shirt, our face cap. We have a lot of stuff, though. We have a lot of stuff we're sharing this year.
At the 4th edition of the grassroots basketball competition holding at Lekon Salami Stadium today and tomorrow. Away from that, this morning, former Chelsea manager Jose Mourinho has offered an insight on why he converted John Obi Mikel from an attacking midfielder to a defensive midfielder during his reign at Stamford Bridge. Jose Mourinho and Mikel worked together during Jose Mourinho's reign at the London club. Mikel arrived at Chelsea in 2006 and was regarded as one of the best young playmakers in the world at that time. The 36-year-old was, however, changed to a defensive midfielder by Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho, who now in charge of Serie A AS Roma, revealed the reason behind his decision to move Mikel Obi to a defensive midfielder. Let's listen to AS Roma coach Jose Mourinho.
In the national team, he can be what he wants, but not. I like everything. And if you go through my positional, I used to call it positional midfield players that I had all in my career, there are lots of similar things. A part of Makelele that was small, I had them all tall and physically strong with a good occupation of the space, but then with what I call the simplicity of football, which is fundamental in that position. And people sometimes confuse the creative player with a simple one. I think in some areas the creative is fine, in some other areas the simplicity is the genius. The team needs balance, and they have to give balance when the team has the ball and doesn't have the ball. They need to have that discipline to be humble, in the sense the team is more important than myself. What I give the team is more important than what the team gives to me. And maybe that's why in Nigeria he wants to go and play there in number 10 to be the top guy. But with me at Chelsea, he was a fantastic positional midfield player, very, very quick thinking, one touch, two touch, everything, make it simple. The game flowing. He was not a guy to win a race of 100 meters, but everything was fast with him. Everything was fast with him, with the ball and understanding the position and the game. And I saw that the first time I saw him, because the first time I saw him was quite fun, because it was one day I was asking for a young player to come, because I needed a young player to make my train work well. They spoke with me about some Nigerian guy that was hidden in Norway. The first question I asked was, he's 17, is he strong enough physically? They told me, yeah, he is, so let him come. I was expecting some normal player. I saw immediately that he was not normal. Of course, Sir Alex also knew that he was not normal. And then was a fight that was not normal. But then everything ended in the best way for Chelsea, in the best way for him. Because in the end, he stayed at Chelsea, I think, more than 10 years, no?
Yes, 11 years, yeah.
More than 10. He won everything.
This is to inform the general public that 86 regular recruits intake of the Nigerian Army has commenced since 4th December 2023 to Saturday 6th January 2024 between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily. The entire shortlisted applicants are enjoined to report at Adekunle Fajuyi Cantonment, Odogbo, Ojo, Ibadan on the mentioned dates. Applicants are also requested to report with their necessary documents and other screening materials as indicated in their invitation. Thank you all. Announcer Professor Olanike Adeyemo, FAS, FTWAS, Secretary to the State Government.
Well, welcome back. It's still Spotted Beat on Oluyole 98.5 FM. This lovely Tuesday morning. Let's talk Champions League draws this morning. Holders Manchester City will face FC Copenhagen in the last 16 of the UEFA Champions League, while Arsenal will slug out with FC Porto. Danish champion Copenhagen, who finished above Manchester United in their group, reached the knockout stage for the first time since 2011. The first legs take place on the 13th and 14th, or the 28th and 21st of February, and the second leg 56 or 12th to 13th of March. As City and Arsenal are seeded, meaning they will play the second leg at home. Record 14-time winners Real Madrid meets RB Leipzig, while Inter Milan runs up last season play Atletico Madrid, and Bayern Munich will face Lazio. The final will take place at Wembley Stadium on the 1st of June. Let's take a look at the comprehensive draws. Porto will take on Arsenal, Napoli versus Barcelona, PSG versus Real Sociedad, Inter Milan versus Atletico Madrid, PSV Eindhoven versus Borussia Dortmund, Lazio versus Bayern Munich, Copenhagen versus Manchester City, RB Leipzig will take on Real Madrid. Alright, so the Europa League knockout round draw was actually also held yesterday, with Feyenoord taking on AS Roma, Lens versus Freiburg, Benfica versus Toulouse, Galatasaray versus Sparta Prague, AC Milan versus Rennes, Young Boys versus Sporting Lisbon played on the 15th and 20th. Graz will take on Slovan Bratislava, Servette will take on Ludogorets, Union St. Gilles will take on Eintracht Frankfurt, Real Betis will slug it out with Dynamo Zagreb, Olympiacos will take on Ferencváros, Ajax will take on Bodo Glimt, Molde will take on Legia Warsaw, while Maccabi Haifa will slug it out with Ghent. Well, before I leave, let me inform you that FIFA Council met ahead of the FIFA Club World Cup 2023 semi-finals in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, with youth competitions an important item on the agenda, as Chile was unanimously appointed as the host of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in 2025 and Poland as the host of the Under-20 Women's World Cup in 2026. Having hosted the Under-20 Men's World Cup in 2019, hosting the Under-20 Women's World Cup in 2026 will be a new milestone for Poland. And also, we understand that FIFA is set to launch a new annual international club competition from next year. We'll let you into that later tomorrow on the show. And today, the Club World Cup, Urawa Red will take on Manchester City at the FIFA Club World Cup holding in Saudi Arabia. And a number of EFL Cup quarterfinal games will be played today. Chelsea will take on Newcastle United, Port Vale vs Middlesbrough, Everton will take on Fulham. And we also have game in the La Liga tonight, in the Bundesliga, and in the Coppa Italia round of 16. That's all time to meet me on the show this lovely morning. Big thanks to the entire production crew. Big thanks to you and you for listening this morning. Show definitely returns tomorrow morning. Till then, do have a lovely day and keep on sporting sport.
Ojúmọ́ bá ti mọ́ ọ̀yẹ́ máa la o ọ̀yẹ́ tó la lónìí o ọ̀yẹ́ ire ni ẹ̀kú ojúmọ́ lọ́dẹ̀dẹ̀ yìí o ojúmọ́ aláyọ̀ lẹ́ni o ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ máa la tó ti gbé dé ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ìròyìn kárí ayé máa lélẹ́yìí o ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà etí ni ó lè jò ń lò fọ́nrán yìí ní tolúkan yìí. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. ẹ̀tẹ́ ti balẹ̀ jẹ́ ká tún jọgbọ́. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. ìkànnì tó gbajúgbajà Olúyọ̀lé FM. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ajílété FM ẹ tún máa gbọ́ wa lásìkò kan náà. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Òkè Ògùn FM tó wà lálága. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó kún kẹ́kẹ́. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. ẹ máa gbọ́ nínú ilé nínú mọ́tò tàbí lórí ẹ̀rọ ìléwọ́. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́.